Aaron, I will give you this to move on from tight ends. I just wanted to talk about that deal just for a moment. The other news that was brought up earlier yesterday, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Jimmy G has been granted permission to seek a trade. Obviously, there were reports and rumors going around all offseason. Oh, you sitting back? You sitting back?
I just did that because you brought up Jimmy G. I'm playing with you.
We have talked a lot about Jimmy G and then Baker Mayfield and the quarterback carousel that was going on this offseason. But now it is official. The San Francisco 49ers have granted permission to the 49ers quarterback to seek a trade. He has been cleared to begin practicing. Aaron, where is the best fit for Jimmy G, and will we see him in a different jersey this season?
Two things. I want to ask you a question off that first. Hadn't they already been working to make a trade for him? Like, I thought that was reported way back in April.
I feel like the difference here maybe they were working on a trade. Maybe they were like, okay, let's see if we can make the trade. And then they couldn't find anything. So they're like, all right, Jimmy, go do it yourself. If you find the trade, come back to us and then we'll make it happen.
I think it's odd timing. Part of the reason I think it's odd timing, or not odd timing, but I think it's appropriate timing because they just came out with a report yesterday saying that he was going to be able to now throw in August because of his shoulder. I think that has a lot to do with why he's now had permission to seek a trade, because now he can go out and say to teams like, hey, I'm good, I can throw. So I think that's a big part of it. What is the best fit? Right now, I mean, Seattle, maybe. I don't know that there's a really good fit for him right now. I'm trying to think of a spot. You know what might be a good fit for him, but I don't know that he would get any kind of starting opportunity there. New Orleans.
Yep.
They'll get traded to New Orleans. You know, Jameis still had the knee injury. Maybe he's not quite ready, or maybe they give him the opportunity and maybe he falters a little bit, or just have a good solid backup in a Jimmy Garoppolo with a solid defense. They do. They did bring in Andy Dalton, but
Dylan, you brought up pre-show a very good point about a potential landing spot for Jimmy G, and I thought it was a good fit. If you want to go and tell the listeners what you said.
I can't remember where I said. I'll be honest.
Oh my God!
It was the New York Giants. You were like, if Daniel Jones goes down, it's going to be that would be a good spot for him.
Let me say right here. One thing I said: I don't think he gets moved unless there's an injury in training camp, preseason, and if there was an opportunity in a New York. I know they have Tyrod Taylor there, another veteran, but I think bringing someone in with the pedigree of Jimmy Garoppolo, he wins games. Say what you want, right? I mean, that guy will win you football games. He's not going to win you football games, but he's a good game manager. He can get the job done. I think if there's an injury there, maybe Tennessee, if there's something with Tannehill, we've seen a Jay Cutler.
That makes more sense.
That. Yeah. I think Tennessee.
That makes more sense to me, but the Giants and Brian Daboll's offense does not make sense. Look at the quarterbacks he wants. Big, strong, physical.
He just needs someone.
But again, think about the quarterbacks that he got. He went and got Tyrod Taylor because he has a very strong arm. He's able to move out of the pocket. That's not Jimmy G's game. I don't know that the Giants is the fit. When you bring up Tennessee, I think that's a great spot for Jimmy G. Matter of fact, I'd probably start Jimmy G over Tannehill, to be honest. But you're paying him too much. Yeah, it could never happen.
My worry with Tennessee was how much you'd pay him, and then you're renting him really, because are you expecting to sit Malik Willis for the foreseeable future? So like in that case, for me, I don't know if you would make that move. Here's another one that I was just looking at trying to figure out, because honestly, for the first time, I don't feel like there's a ton of spots for just a random quarterback to go to. What about Detroit? I mean, everyone's had the questions about Jared Goff, and I know you made the trade, but if you can get it to Jimmy G and Jared Goff isn't that guy this year, and you can see that Jimmy G can do it, maybe now your future isn't being spent on a top-notch QB. Now maybe you can.
Isn't that what they did before, though?
Isn't that what they've done? Makes sense too.
I feel like that's what they've done with Jared Goff. Like, it's like, okay, we're just prolonging the inevitable of needing to get.
I think Jared Goff and Jimmy Garoppolo are the same quarterback.
I think Jimmy G would give you more than Jared Goff would in that offense.
I'm telling you right now.
Don't disrespect Jared Goff.
The Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks have really screwed up the NFL with giving Marcus Mariota and Geno Smith and Drew Lock. Like, they're fucking up the whole NFL.
Yeah. Honestly, I just don't think Detroit is – I think Detroit's mindset is they spent this year and waited for the quarterback next year. Like, I don't think – it doesn't matter how good Jimmy G goes in there, even if he got there and played. I don't care how good Jared Goff plays. Next year, Detroit is going to use that first-round pick to get a quarterback because that's what they're going to see their future as. I think that's been their plan all along. I've said it over and over again. I don't think you can win in this league with a mediocre guy if you don't have an elite guys around a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo and or guys like Jared Goff. And I think that's what you're finding Detroit. Detroit's knowing, hey, we've drafted well, we've put together some nice pieces, but we're not elite by any means in these areas. And we're going to need a quarterback that's going to go out and win games. And I think that's what we see them do next year. Jimmy G, just unfortunate. He got hurt and he wasn't able to maybe showcase some of that stuff in the offseason to get teams to kind of buy into that. But I think he's a really good backup. So wherever he does go, I think that's a good guy to have in your locker room as a backup. But I don't know that he gets a starting job anywhere.
I think he'd be the best backup in the NFL.
If Washington's 3-1 when Wentz coughs, you never know.
When Wentz coughs.
I mean, hey, you made my Siri go off, fool. Hey, you said something. My Siri said, "What's that?" She heard the Wentz. She heard Wentz. She was like, "Wentz sucks."
It's like, Wentz, take me out of here. Aaron, bring the phone over here. I do not want to hear any more of this nonsense of Carson Wentz. Well, speaking of Carson Wentz, AJ, please tell the beautiful people at home where they can follow us at before
I feel like
we
that's
move
always
on.
the lead-in. I feel like that's always the lead-in. Speaking of Carson Wentz, take it away, AJ.
All right. Our podcast on Facebook.
Don't take it away. You sound like shit. I'll do this one. You can follow us on @SackCityPod on all our socials because AJ sounds like shit. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and the TikTok. And make sure you hit all those subscribe, follows, and share buttons because you know how we do it here at Sack City. We tell you good morning, Sack City, Wednesday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, all on these wonderful platforms. And make sure if you want to listen to us, just hear our voices without any video, you go download this podcast on all podcasting platforms. #GMS